There are two things coming through. The first is an overwhelming feeling of support. Okay, so I'm not sure what you're going through that Spirit's here to support you with, but they want you to know that you have support. You want yourself to know that you have support. Your higher self is here telling you that. The second thing is somebody could ask you for an explanation or an answer or a reason, and you have one, and it makes sense. And it's pretty easy for you to tell this other person what the reason is, what your justification is, because it comes from a place of gnosis and deep truth. Okay, so yeah, when I was sitting here meditating on your energy, I just got this really warm feeling in my heart chakra, and this feeling of like humility, even humility for the support that you have. Okay, so I feel like you're going to see that support come through in a very profound way for you. And I feel like this is coming up in the next 28 to 30 days. It's just the numbers that are coming to my head. And when I meditate on your energy, what I do is I sit here and I try to clear my mind of all things that are myself, all things that are me, like my ego stuff and my issues and the things that I desire and so forth. And while we can never really clear those and totally get rid of them, I do my best to remove them from my current vision and my view. And I let whatever images, sounds, whatever stories come through, or words, sentences, memories, I let whatever comes through come to the surface. And some of what comes through in my meditation is from my deep subconscious, where I do carry wisdom, as do you. And sometimes we have to unlock our subconscious pieces of it to find that wisdom. Okay, and other times, the messages I receive, the things that happen, are coming from a higher plane of consciousness, a different plane of consciousness. And typically what happens is whatever comes through really helps me understand what the reading is all about or what needs to be focused on in the reading. Sometimes I get nuggets of information that are just for your confirmation. Like I have no idea why some certain symbol came through or word, but it means a lot to you. Okay, so that's like Spirit winking at you. So I don't know why I feel guided to explain that, but I do. And I feel like this goes back to the message for you where someone could ask you to explain yourself and you have an explanation, okay? It doesn't mean everyone's going to agree, but it makes sense, okay? It's coherent. And it's coherent because it comes from a place of truth. All right, so I'm going to get into the cards and see what this is all about for you. What is going on that you need some support with? For the collective. So this could be about collective energies in general, or it could be for you personally. It's typically a little bit of both. There's a lot going on astrologically right now. So I'm expecting some different energy to come through. And maybe that's what you need support with, the shifts and changes in the energy. Okay, let's see. What is the theme of this reading for the collective? Ooh, Apprentice, higher education, beliefs and wisdom, number 4. So Spirit is supporting you as their apprentice. Fascinating. I feel like this is not page energy, I want to say. It's not like you're at the beginning of something, but you are developing your skills around something or developing your understanding of something. You've been selected or guided to be an apprentice. And I feel like that is about honing in on your wisdom, that gnosis, that inner truth that you have. Learning how to locate that and how to use it is what's important right now. Now, there's literal messages here too, which can coincide with the larger spiritual message, which is that you are having a broader understanding of your context, of your situation. Some of you are actually learning new things from books or teachers or what have you. And your belief system is starting to change a little bit. It might be getting affirmed and getting stronger, or you might be starting to bend when it comes to what you believe in. And I feel like this bend is very good for you because you're deciding what resonates with you and your inner wisdom rather than just deciding to believe everything wholesale from others. Okay? I'm hearing, I don't know what this means, but I'm hearing you're winning the game. I don't know, maybe that's for someone in particular. But I also feel like there's a learning going on when it comes to working with Mars energy, which is the warrior spirit, Mars. It's ambition, it's willpower, it's fiery, but it also goes to battle. It doesn't hold back. Okay, so there's something around that. I'm also seeing a lot of grids here. Maybe you're learning where to place or how to choose your battles, where to place your anger or where to place your passions even. The music just turned off. That's fine. We'll leave it off. But maybe this is also about you learning what distractions might be around you that you need to get rid of. There are certain distractions that have been comforting you, maybe getting you to avoid things that you should be looking at. And I feel like those distractions are going to be removed. Okay, just like this music, right? It's like Spirit is shutting something down to support you. Okay, let's see what energy is supporting you. What energy is supporting the collective spirit? Ooh, we have weakness, strength in reverse. It says insecurity and helplessness. And immaturity, Page of Cups, envy, and imagination. Okay, so two things here. One is there could definitely be someone around you who is silly. Okay, they're pretty silly. They're acting from a place of weakness. They're very immature with what they're saying and doing. And this is supporting you because you're either getting to see a side of this person that you need to see and you haven't seen yet, or some kind of actions they're taking will actually work out in your benefit. Okay? It's like they're really not living up to their potential, I want to say, but they're underestimating the whole situation. So you're getting to see something here about immaturity and weakness in others. Right? You're learning about this. Now, the other thing that I'm seeing is you reflecting on the times in which you've been immature, maybe envious of others, or irresponsible in some way, and how that heightened your feelings of helplessness, and maybe you acted from that place of like irresponsibility, and I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to act from a place of lack, from a place of weakness. And you're learning now how that has impacted and affected your life and what's unfolding. And you're willing and ready to change that game up, okay? To not engage in those feelings or to deal with them, transmute them, see your shadows for what they are and integrate them, okay? Rather than letting them take over or repressing them. So either way, whatever, and it could be both things, whether this is someone else or yourself, there's definitely a resolution and a maturity in your energy. Okay, so let's see what the challenge is for you. I feel also if you're being challenged in some context, maybe in work or relationship or family, whatever, it could be even shocking to you the way somebody is acting, okay? There's something not really official or proper about it, okay? Someone doesn't have, like, there's no scruples here kind of deal. And that is working in your favor. So we'll find out why, but let's keep going. Conviction, 7 of Wands, perseverance, and protection for the challenge. Well, this is standing your ground, defending yourself, making your will and your desire known, not backing down, having conviction in what you're doing and what you believe in your gnosis and your inner truth. Okay, so it's really important. I'm getting this, okay? Stop questioning yourself. Now, I always think questioning ourselves is a good thing, but there's something in particular. This isn't like a general, message for all things, but there's something in particular that you keep questioning yourself about. Did you do the right thing? Are you seeing things clearly? Spirit's saying stop questioning yourself. Stand your ground, have conviction. You may make mistakes along the way, but that's expected because you're in an apprentice role. So we learn from our mistakes, okay, as well as from our gains. So let's see. You also may not feel protected right now. Clearly, I feel like you are with this support I was feeling in the meditation, okay? Like I almost teared up. Well, I did tear up, but I almost cried because it was just like a nice feeling. It was a really like you're not alone kind of feeling, okay? So let's see what else is challenging you. Reconciliation. 5 of Swords in reverse. Remorse. Compromise. Conviction and compromise. I'm going to need more information on this and which way this is going. But it appears to me you're learning not to compromise with something. And compromise can be good in certain circumstances, but not when the 5 of Swords is present. Okay, and especially because the card conviction is coming out. I don't really feel like Spirit is saying that you need to back down in whatever you're thinking about. You may not need to go at something as hard as you are, but you don't have to acquiesce to anyone. You don't have to give in. You don't have to put yourself at risk. Now, there might be someone else here. I mean, there typically is in our life, right? Relationships are an important part of life. There's someone else here who can't reconcile something. Okay, and they're making a situation harder than it needs to be because they're unable to reconcile something either that they've done or that's happened. They do have remorse, but I don't think they're showing that with the conviction. So let's get clear about this relationship, outside energy, and it could be to like anybody, okay? It could be your landlord, the male person, your teacher, your boss, your family member, a lover. It could be anyone that is on your mind, right? And is playing a huge role in your current energy and how you are understanding your own energy, I'm hearing. Some of you are having things go on, like energetically, maybe physically, and there's something, I'm hearing shaping. The situation might be shaping something. How do I say that? Your body is responding to a situation, and there's something about you understanding the significance of that and being able to dial it down, right? So you say, okay, this situation is really stressing me out. It's causing me a lot of grief. Or this situation is so intimidating or so big or so exciting even, but it's causing me to be a nervous wreck, or I can't sleep, or I'm constantly walking around like a zombie because I'm just shutting down. There's something going on like that, and Spirit's saying you're going to have a better understanding now about how you're letting energies affect you and how you can prevent that from happening, how you can create boundaries around that, turn down the dial a little bit. Okay? So let's see this outside energy. For the collective, what's this outside energy, Spirit? What do they need to know? What do they need to know? Innocence, 6 of Cups, playful reminiscing. We'll get one more. It's too much. I saw rite of passage, though, which is you, Apprentice. You're coming out of some... and that's why I said I don't want to call you a page. I don't feel like you're in page energy. Okay, but this is the outside energy, Spirit. So tell me more about the 6 of Cups. Hopelessness, anxiety, anguish. 9 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so, I mean, that's pretty clear. Somebody is feeling, someone outside of yourself, 2 of Cups, partnership. Somebody that you have some kind of partnership with. Okay, there's something going on with trust. There's tension. There may even be competition at some level. There's an imbalance. And this energy, whoever that represents to you, is feeling like there's some innocence lost. Either they don't look as innocent as they used to, or they have lost their innocence because maybe they've done something immature here. Well, there's a huge difference between immaturity and innocence. The anxiety is real, though, for this energy. And this is part of a lesson for you, or a learning experience for you. Okay, so let's see what else is going on here. What else? I'm using the decks, 5-cent tarot, influence of the angels. I might clarify with the Primo tarot, but I don't know yet. Earthbone oracle. Okay, so let's see for the collective, Spirit. What's going on here? I wasn't really expecting so much to come out about like another person, because we were talking about your learning, your gnosis, your truth. But we could always take the other person or the outside energy as an aspect of ourselves that we're contending with, we're trying to integrate, or we're struggling against. So if that resonates more for you, then take it that way, okay? But I did also say that it's like you're explaining yourself in some sense. But not from a place where you feel you need to justify anything. It's kind of more like someone just asks you a question point blank and you have the answer, and it's like they don't expect it. Or they weren't ready for your coherence. Okay, they weren't ready for you to be so stable. Because you're really trying hard to get to another point in your life where you don't respond in the way that you typically did. Or so that you could see the larger picture of something. And I think it's working. Okay, so stay with that goal of trying to see the larger picture rather than focusing on the little nitty-gritty things that tick you off. Okay, and dealing with something from a grounded, stable, secure, confident position. That's what Spirit's supporting you with. Okay. Ooh. All right. Interesting. That's interesting. And okay. Ace of Cups at the bottom. New energy flowing through. It's coming. That's the underlying energy of all of this. High Priestess. 9 of Pentacles. Ooh, I like this. This is a lot of independence. This is you filling your own cup. Okay, and drinking from your own cup. There's a lot of refreshing energy that's wanting to come through at the end of this experience that you're having, or this situation that you're learning with. I never really read from this book. I don't even know if I ever have. But I feel guided to read the Apprentice card. So let's see if we get any more info in this book from the author. This card is not about the kind of learning you gain from reading a book. It's about listening to and learning from your higher self. It's about learning to place your trust in a higher power. This is what you are learning, dear one. Yeah, and I explained my meditation, right? And the trust that you need to have in the process, right? The trust. Okay, all will be yours, and your heart's desires are manifesting through beginning to understand. What? Hold on. All will be yours, and your heart's desires are manifesting through beginning to understand how the universe works. Okay. All right. Dream your biggest dream and hold it in your heart. You must remain clear on that vision. It lights you beyond measure. You can achieve it. You are deserving. A plan will help you focus. That makes sense of the outcome. Okay. Do not detour. Spirits are guiding you to light. You have come so far, and they are so proud. And I feel that. If you feel lost, pursue your bliss. Follow what you enjoy. It is that simple. Do not focus on monetary value or gain. Do not focus on desired outcomes or success. Simply do it because you love to do it. Try making a list of what you love to do. If you don't know what you love to do, try everything. The vibration of learning allows us to appreciate what is. Low vibrational beings experience agitation through higher learning because their belief system and consciousness aren't aligned with universal truths. And maybe that's what's going on here with this other energy, right? They're agitated. They're doing something immature, they're feeling hopeless because their beliefs don't align with a higher truth. Okay. High vibrational beings know it is a waste of energy trying to teach people who have not ascended about the universal truths. The information you are learning and knowledge you are gaining is for your benefit and for those who are on a higher plane of consciousness. Yeah, I feel this is not about you teaching another person a lesson when it comes to saying what you say, your explanation, your reason. It's more affirming to yourself and putting that knowledge out there of why you are the way you are, or why you did the thing you did, or how you know the things you know. It's like 7 of Wands. It's standing your ground. It's having conviction in your inner truth. But not to battle it out, not to convince anyone, but just to stake your claim in your own knowledge, okay? And your own expression of your knowledge. To really own it, okay? So yes, we have a lot of independently intuitive energy that is underlying all of this. And what I mean by independently intuitive, it means that your intuition is not being guided or influenced to such a heavy degree by others. Maybe a little bit, but not mostly, okay? Like there's something deeper that maybe only that is unique to you that you are working with. And it's going to support and serve you, okay? It's going to give you new light and new life. So let's see. The Star card for your overall energy. You may want to listen to dolphins, which are very intuitive creatures, messengers. Also, they travel between realms. They guide people into other worlds, into the afterlife. So the Star card is about individuality again, healing, direction, and gnosis, really, inner truth. Okay. I'm hearing you're put on a path for a reason. The things that are happening around you, okay, are things that are going to be useful for you. And that's intentional. I don't know. So maybe something happens, okay, and you don't know why it's happening the way it is. You got questions, but then later down the line, maybe even the next day, it's like, oh, I suddenly understand this because I just went through that. Okay, so that's happening for you. Okay, oh yeah, we were going to clarify with these little guys. I really like this deck. The Primo Tarot. Can't remember where I got it. It might be an independent, I'm not sure. Okay, let's see the star. Okay. Oh, no, we'll just do one. Is that enough? That's enough. Okay. King of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Well, look at your strength. You even got an eye patch on here. Seeing with one eye. Okay, so there's something that's causing you anxiety or stress, or did in the past, and you're healing from it. I don't know where you are on this timeline, but you couldn't see everything. But you still are working with the energy. You're still dedicated to truth, to healing, to following your path or finding out what your path is. Try everything, right? If you don't know where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing, just start trying things. If it doesn't work, move on. If it doesn't work, maybe it needs a little bit more work, but only if you love it, okay? So there's something about doing something you love for your higher self, okay? And your higher self will give back to you. But this is real strength that I'm seeing here. And faith and trust in oneself. Yeah, I don't feel well. I'm having sleepless nights. I'm all up in my anxiety, you know? Whoa, look at me, you know? But you're standing strong at the same time. Unwavering strength is what I'm picking up. Even in your low moments. Okay, and that's really amazing. And this other energy, let me find out more about them, because they also came out as the Nine of Swords with the Six of Cups. This could be an energy that is remembering you from a previous time in which anxiety did get to you, or you were in a state that didn't feel stable. Okay, tell me more about this energy, whatever this is. It could be a group of people. It could be a workplace thing, or I don't know, just a bunch of energies, or it could be one person in particular. For most of you, it's one person in particular. I just saw the Knight of Hearts come out. Knight of Cups. And the Empress. Oh, it's one of these readings. Okay, there's multiple ways this energy could be manifesting for you. But the first thing I'm seeing is somebody, and I know it's kind of cliche, but it's right here in the cards. Somebody is feeling anxiety and hopeless and going through some anguish. Because either they didn't treat you right, or they didn't treat others right, or they were rejected, or they feel rejected. Okay, so this Knight of Cups is coming towards the Empress, and this person is having anxiety about that. And with the Six of Cups, it makes me feel like they feel as though, they wish they could go back in time. But it's something about the weakness and immaturity you've seen in relation to this situation that has you understanding something now. Okay, let's keep going and see what else comes through. Seven of Wands for what you don't see coming. And we have Seven of Wands over here in the challenge, conviction. Okay, so again, two things. What you don't see coming is you needing to stand your ground, okay? Not to convince anyone, but just to own your own energy and your own truth, okay? Which is the truth. And also experiencing someone else who is having a hard time reconciling something because they're maybe a little stubborn or not willing to think about the larger picture. So let's see what this is. Seven of Wands. For what you don't see coming. I think it is for a lot of you, you seeing somebody kind of just, I'm seeing a barrel. It's like they keep just barreling through something or rolling. And it's reminding me of those people who went off Niagara Falls in the barrel. It's so funny because there's, when you go to Niagara Falls, well, back in the day when I was a kid, there's a movie that you'd watch It's got its own problems, okay? But anyways, the point that I'm seeing here is an old woman goes in the barrel with a black cat, and she goes over the falls. She survives, and when they open the barrel, the cat is white, right? Because it was so scared. But it's also interesting in the context of this reading because we have like the subconscious or the dark or the shadow, and then after the scary experience in which you survive, you are light, right? Like you have the wisdom, the knowledge, the consciousness of that you can survive a huge fall, that you can survive something that other people say maybe you can't. Okay? So that does take faith and trust. And I feel like this person who has conviction around something, the way they're acting or whatever they're doing here, it's not so much their conviction comes from faith and trust. It's more of like sun and moon. Well, it's more like what? Knight of Spades. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Knight of Swords. It's kind of reckless conviction. Okay, like I'm not going to see the larger picture. I'm not going to back down because that makes me scared. What would happen? And that, yeah, so somebody else is struggling here for sure. And I mean, it's something they're going to have to learn through. This was faced up in the deck. I just saw it. King of Clubs. Maybe that's who this person is. This is somebody who has a lot of lessons that they've either learned or need to learn when it comes to taking action from an inspired place. Okay, the sun and the moon and the 7 of Wands for what you don't see coming. Yeah, it's like this person's going to say everything under the sun and moon in order to make their case or stand their ground. I'm calling call on their allies. I don't know what that is. This is why your outcome is the Knight of Pentacles, the strategy that the Apprentice card was talking about. You need a strategy because this person, or this situation, how do I say that properly? Page of Cups in reverse and the 2 of Wands. They're immature and they don't really understand or respect boundaries. Is how I feel. Justice in reverse. They're willing to do things that are strange, sketchy, just so that they don't have to shift in their perspective or what they want. It is wildly immature, okay? Because I feel like it's detrimental to them with the 9 of Swords. Like they're causing their own anguish, okay? And maybe it's them who really wants to be the Empress, but they don't know how. They don't know how to be the Empress or be abundant in a situation. Hold on a second. I'm also seeing this, okay, and it's very specific, so if it doesn't resonate with you, then just don't take it, okay, because it won't for everyone. But the Empress is like a mother card, and then we have the Innocence, and we have the Knight of Hearts. It's kind of like seeking someone's approval, right? Trying to get someone's approval and not getting it with this hopelessness card and the 6 of Cups, childhood, nostalgia. It's like no matter what I do, how honest I show up, how open-hearted I show up, this person has their back to me and they're mostly concerned with themselves. Okay, and so there's a great lesson to be learned around whoever this is. Now, it doesn't have to be your mother. It could be someone else. But there is that energy here. Okay. And it's immature. It's actually not Empress energy. It's immaturity. It's weakness. Okay. It's fear. Okay, fear of their own shadow. Okay, this makes sense because now we have the Empress as your opportunity. So for those of you who that resonated with, then there's definitely the opportunity to remother yourself, to redefine what Empress energy means for you. Okay. For others of you, there's a step up coming. There's a promotion, maybe even a spiritual promotion of some sort. Let's see, the Empress for the opportunity. I mean, look at this. See, this is the person doing everything under the sun and moon, to not be accountable, to not see things in a different way, to just barge in, I don't know, do something kind of weird. like there's no wisdom behind this action that this person is taking. And I know that because I'm seeing the cards in maturity and all of that stuff. Okay. So look at the difference though. This is you, the Empress. The opportunity is to take on this energy and be like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. So there's something here that might be bothering you quite a bit. I mean, we know it's taking up a lot of your energy. It's doing things, shaping things in your energy field. And Spirit is really saying you have the opportunity to turn that dial down, to shut it down, okay? To reclaim your authority in the situation. This is also what you're learning, is how to step into your authority. And your authority here is you decide what gets in to your energy and what doesn't, and how much you let in. Okay, so you need to change your view about how something is affecting you. Okay, shut it down. From this point in the day, like from 2 to 4, I'll think about it, I'll ruminate about it, I'll plan, I'll do the things I need to do, but the rest of the day is off limits about this person or situation or whatever's going on. That theme has been coming through in quite a few sign readings, actually. I feel like this might have to do with astrology and some of the transits, okay? There's a radical shift and change in the way that you are exercising your energy and your power, Mars, you know, the way that you're working with things. You're reclaiming your own energy and not letting it get lost into illusion, okay? You're stepping into this Aries energy and out of the Pisces and the shadow, okay? Now, Aries has shadow too, but yeah, don't worry about that right now, okay? I mean, it will come. We'll deal with that when it comes, because it will come. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. You're going to have to contend with yourself at some point when it comes to your own self-expression. Okay, but right now, we're focused on this. So, that was weird. So, Empress, for what your opportunity. 5 of Hearts, Temperance in reverse, and the 2 of Swords. There's nothing you can do about something, okay? This is surrender. Something upsetting has happened, okay? And it's like, no matter what you do, or no matter what someone else does, they can't change the past, or they can't change the actions that they've taken. The decisions have been made, okay? And I feel like that supports you to know that something is kind of fomented, cemented, it's set in stone. Okay? They can't change that. It is what it is, and it's something that you see. Okay? They can't hide something. Yeah, but it could have been something that hurt you. So, the challenge, 2 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like there's something going on in the energy where you could believe that there's still an opportunity for someone to do something more to you that would hurt you or annoy you. Maybe it's just agitate you. Or like things could just go off the rails at some point. And I don't feel like that's true. I don't feel like that's the case. Something has already happened and there's going to be a consequence or an effect because of that. It's like that can't be stopped now. Now you do need to make a decision here. So let's see, what is your decision that you need to make? King of Hearts. And Strength. And the World in reverse. There might be something that, well, there is. It's not there might, there is. There is something that is ongoing. Okay, it feels like there's no end in sight. The cycle keeps happening, or the emotions keep coming back, or there's just somebody like, they just keep going and going with something, okay? And there's this feeling of like, I don't know when this is going to end. I don't know when I'm not going to feel this way. I don't know when I'm going to be free of this. The decision that you have before you that reinstates your sovereignty is to decide your boundaries when it comes to this. Okay, you get to decide when something ends or when something stops putting you in places of anxiety. You do get to decide that. It's not an easy thing to achieve and accomplish, but you can do it. You're an apprentice, you're learning. Okay, you're learning how to do that. But the King of Hearts, the King of Cups, and the Strength card, this is really taking control of your emotions and finding courage to be strong. There's also a little bit of reservation here that could be useful for you, like not lashing out, okay? Now, you can have a friend that you want to vent to all you want, but like when it comes to outwards expressions of how you feel about what's going on, grounding yourself and understanding why you feel the way you do and what triggered it and how you could stop that for yourself is going to be more important than you expressing to someone your feelings, okay? There's a message here that it's a challenge to find calm in the storm. But just because it's a challenge, it doesn't mean it's not possible. It is very possible. And in fact, it's not, it's going to happen quicker than you think. Two of Swords. It's just a decision you need to make. Okay? So, your advice. The Five of Cups. Your advice, the Five of Cups. Where did we see that? We saw that over here with the Empress. This is a card of regret, remorse. I don't really resonate with the crying over spilled milk. I mean, I get it. I understand why people interpret that card that way. I mean, this little angel's like, oh, here's another cup, but you're so focused on this. I feel more it's like a card of compassion from Spirit saying, yes, something has fallen, something has spilled, something has been very difficult, and it's cups, it's emotional energy, it's grief. You know, it's literally the grief card for me, like when someone passes. But Spirit is behind you, supporting you, saying, there is more, okay? And it will be there when you can turn around. To me, the Five of Cups is not a conditional card, like you're going to miss the two cups behind you if you don't turn around. No. It's, yes, we see your loss, we see your suffering, and whenever you're ready to turn around, there will be these two cups waiting for you. Okay, that's how I see the card. And so this is your advice to know that, okay, to really tap into that feeling of safety that no matter what you're going through now and how emotionally difficult it is, that Spirit does support you, and there are things to enjoy, to celebrate, that will come, even though this is sucky right now. And it is, you're learning. Okay? But I feel like also for many of you here, you're pretty strong. Okay? You are. And you've already gotten over the hard part for some of you. Not gotten over it, but gone through it, I should say. So let's see. Advice. Five of Cups. Knight of Swords. Ooh, is this someone trying to kick you while you're down? And the Six of Swords. This is coming through as someone having blatant disrespect. After all I said about you here and how this feels, then somebody comes in with the Knight of Swords, you know, says something horrible, does something horrible, reckless, cruel even, and then just takes off. But this is coming through as your guidance and your advice. So let me see, why is this coming through as guidance and advice? The Six of Cups. Well, this is the pattern, right? This is the pattern, the behavior of whoever this Six of Cups is representing outside of yourself. You know, and you need to remember that. This is also what forms your gnosis and your inner truth, is the experiences you've had in your life. So you can reference that now. There's something that you can reference that gives you a good idea of what something will be going forward. Okay? I also feel like Spirit's saying, You have been through something, okay? And it's not, let's just get over it now and move on, get stronger. No, there's a time and a space and a place for you to grieve a loss or for you to heal. Part of healing is experiencing those emotions. We don't just bypass them. Okay? And that's where we started, right? You've been through something here, but you still have faith and perseverance in your path. So remember that. Is there anything else I'm not seeing here yet? There is someone here. Let me see more about this. A friend, a family member, someone trusted, or maybe this is someone you Two of Wands that you don't know closely, but you know is out there in the world. Someone online, maybe, I don't know, someone that you could talk to. 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, and the Ace of Hearts. This person is someone who provides perspective and stability from when you feel horrible about what's going on. Okay, when you feel like you don't care anymore, you want to give up on healing, you feel rejected, you feel hopeless, you know, you're not seeing those 2 of Cups, or you're not even believing that they will be there when you're ready to see them. There's somebody here, and I feel like this is somebody that could be a childhood friend, or a friend you've had for a long time, or someone you've spoken to about your childhood. There's something that trusted, okay, familiar and trusted about this person. Could be coming in for some of you, but I feel like for a lot of you, this person's already there. And you should spend some time with them or talk to them. That's also part of this apprenticeship, okay? This learning experience is knowing when you need support from others and when you don't. And in some cases you do. Okay, so let us see the outcome. Knight of Pentacles. This is strategy, making decisions carefully. The Apprentice. This is a long, maybe even a decade-long apprenticeship, which doesn't mean that it's going to be hard. There'll be lots of rewards. It kind of feels like there's a lot of support during this decade. Okay, I don't know if something's happening for a decade astrologically, but it's like a decade. But then there's also something happening 28 to 38 days. 38, now it's 38? Okay, 28 to 38 days. That's going to show you that Spirit's supporting you. But this journey, this apprenticeship is a decade, I'm getting, okay? So let's see. Maybe you've already been in it for a couple years. Well, let's see. How is this like a new thing, or they've been in it? Like, what year are we in on the decade? Oh, it's new. It's starting now. Ace. Okay, it's just starting. Okay, Ace of Swords. So let's find out more about this Knight of Pentacles. See, it's like you're opening your book of knowledge, of truth, and Spirit's right there, pointing to the exact passage, the exact phrase, the exact page you need to see, guided. Ooh, Ace of Wands. Living life on your terms. One more. Oh, there it is. I was waiting for that to come out. The Fool. Oh, and this card really wants to come out. 3 of Pentacles. Working with Spirit. Accomplishing something. There will be recognition. The Fool. And the Ace of Wands. Fresh energy. Okay? The mastery here will be the willingness to have a new beginning and start again. Okay, that's where the mastery comes in. And this is a journey for you. And I feel like it's a good one. There are some difficult parts, and this is part of the difficult patch. Okay, but there is definitely fresh inspiration, something that calls to you. Look at the Fool looking up at the Ace of Wands. Wow, I want to take that torch and go forward. And it's like spirit here, your two guides or whatever, your past self, your future self, your subconscious self, your higher self, sending you off, saying, go forward. You know, we're watching you. We got your back. I love it. All right. I hope this message was helpful for you. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.